Sea of Thieves is 5 years old today. A big congratulations to Sea of Thieves. You've managed to stay afloat all this time and dared to stray from the mold of online services, and created and evolved a fantastic game and community. Who would have thought that Rare could have based an entire game around a red speckled chicken named Larry? Hey you beautiful buccaneers, Falcore here. So I don't know if anyone has noticed, but Golden Sands used to look like this, and now it looks like this. I know, calm down. Bit of a shocker, I know. But yes, Golden Sands has gone through many iterations of evolution since Flameheart guffed on it, and we're very close to the finish line to see it in its full glory. But one thing that has always bothered me about its evolution is that it still has no purpose at all to visit its lush shores other than it looks pretty. We have had many evolving areas in Sea of Thieves, but nothing on the scale of Golden Sands. Reaper's Hideout, for example, started off as a stone ring and slowly evolved into a new faction. The Tall Tale Cabin started off as a bunch of logs, and then shocked us all with the release of Pirate's Life. These are just a couple of examples, but neither of these were on the scale of Golden Sands. The construction of Golden Sands has taken a long time, whereas the other buildings have pretty much only ever had 2 or 3 stages of evolution, which means that the illusion of the outpost being constructed is taking up a lot of time for the developers. So it makes sense that Golden Sands, or whatever it'll eventually be called, will have some use to give the players a reason to go there. Otherwise, it's essentially just wasted effort. But it appears as though we're potentially starting to see what this reason might be. In the most recent iteration of the outpost, we can see the construction of a dry dock. Now, this dry dock has actually been around for a while, and started off as just a hollowed out part of the ground, but as we can see, this is obviously the construction of a dock. Now, I doubt this will actually become a dry dock. I was excited at first thinking this might be an area to edit your ship, make it look somewhat unique on the seas, adding custom sails and custom hull configurations. But then it got me thinking, with such a lush and vibrant outpost, we're still left with the same old ramshackle dock, and on close inspection, next to this dry dock, you can see some construction materials with a familiar shop sign. This is the shop sign for the shipwright, so it's pretty obvious what this will eventually become. A more swanky looking shipwright, right next to the new dock. There is potential that the shipwright could come with some ship editing options, but without any hints toward this, I doubt it. But then of course, how does this explain the vast area to the right of the dock? We already have all the buildings for the weaponsmith, tailor, equipment store, and the tavern, and we have already seen a home for the gold hoarders evolve into a vast vault, the Order of Souls commune area, the Pirate Emporium now has new clickbait, and the Sovereign's getting their own dwelling. So what could possibly be put here? Well, to start, there is one trader that has been left out of the mix, the merchants. And considering they've always been situated next to the docks, it would make sense for them to take a spot here. But this flat canvas is huge, and I very much doubt the merchants building would take up such a massive space. And considering once the shipwright, the dock, and the merchants finally get their new look, that would mean that every building that is needed in an outpost will be done. So something else needs to take up this space. And whatever this thing is, I think will be the reason to sail to Golden Sands. Now, here's the thing, there is something that Rare do quite often when they are working on something big. I don't actually know why they do this, but it's a thing. Whenever they start building something that we haven't seen yet, they always leave trace elements of monkeys at work. I know this sounds silly, but it's true. For example, before Tall Tales became a thing, the hidden underwater shrine at N13 had some new structures, and a half-eaten banana on top of a scaffold. When Reaper's Hideout and Castaway Hut was being constructed, there were scattered monkey nuts across the floor. I don't know why they do this, maybe it's an inside joke that grease monkeys are at work, I don't know. But sure enough, on this large open unused area at Golden Sands, a bag of monkey nuts can be seen on a workbench. And yes, I've just done a speculation segment about D's nuts. So what kind of building could be placed here? What would be the reason to bring people to Golden Sands as a focus point on their travels? Well, there is only one piece of the puzzle we are yet to hear any more about. Within the T segments of the Christmas livestream, they heavily hinted that guilds will be coming to Sea of Thieves.
Guilds? The formation of petty pirate guilds? Does he really think this will be enough?
Now, we have no clue what this will entail yet, but considering that this is the very first port to come to Sea of Thieves, which in turn means a larger population of workers and citizens, it would make sense for a guilds building to be erected here, and in my opinion, would be a great focus point and reason to visit the outpost on your travels. But it's not the only place that's had its area flattened out and more construction being hinted at. The Castaways Hut area also has hints of being updated and expanded. What could this mean? Perhaps more tall tales coming our way? Possibly, but then every Castaway hut would have to be changed at all the outposts. What would be something unique to be constructed here that would once again give players a reason to visit Golden Sands over other outposts? Perhaps a look back in time area, a place to visit old adventures and experience the storyline for those who missed them. Really clutching at straws here, but I do know it's a massive bit of feedback from the community, so there is potential. But to finish, I just wanted to talk about this ominous statue at Golden Sands that has yet to be revealed. Now, everyone is presuming that this will be a statue of Merrick, and chances are it probably will be, with no hint as to who could be under this rug. Wait, if this is Merrick, I'm looking up a skirt. Let's think about who else it could be apart from Merrick. Who could fit the silhouette of this statue? A statue of someone very dear to the Pirate Lord, perhaps? A person who was recently murdered? Or it's Patrick.